Welcome to the Pound Campaign, where a more competitive currency will mean more jobs, better pay, and a thriving economy. The UK exchange rate is much too high. Because it's so high, we have to charge too much for the goods we export. And because British goods are so expensive, people both in the UK and abroad buy things from Asia instead. That means we've had a trade deficit every year since 1983. As a result, we have to borrow money from abroad every year, and the UK is falling deeper and deeper in debt. The UK is in trouble. We cannot pay our way in the world, and a much more competitive pound is the only answer. We need to devalue the pound because the UK is stuck in a vicious circle. In the UK, it's too unprofitable to export and too profitable to import, so too few people both in the UK and abroad buy British-made goods. That means we import goods from Asia because they're so much cheaper. That's why UK manufacturing is in decline and unemployment is far too high. In 1980, a quarter of our national income came from manufacturing. Now it's barely 10%. Manufacturing now employs 300,000 fewer people than it did even in 2007. That means people don't want to borrow and companies don't want to invest because economic prospects in the UK are not good. The government is borrowing too much money. Currently, the government's revenues from taxation, fees and charges amounts to about 40% of our national income. But government expenditure is now running at about 47%, and that 7% gap has to be made up by borrowing. This all means that the UK is getting deeper and deeper in debt. But it's too unprofitable to export and too profitable to import, and we're back where we started again in our vicious circle. The only way out of this ongoing circle is to charge the rest of the world less for our exports, increase sales, reduce our imports, and make more of the goods we need ourselves here in Britain. But we cannot do any of this unless we devalue the pound. If we devalued the pound, manufacturing would revive, the number of jobs would soar, businesses would pay more taxes, the government would stop running up debts, and living standards would start increasing again. If we got the pound down to a realistic level today, then tomorrow we would all be much better off. Contact us today for more information about how you can help us get Britain back on its feet again.